Dear corrupt members of the Illuminati, many years ago in 1762, a man called Jacques Rousseau told us life on earth was a social contract with the government. And he famously said that man is born free and everywhere he is in chains. But I never signed the paperwork to this contract, and I do not consent. I don't consent to your warfare. I do not consent to terrorism, abuse, deception, your monkeypox infection. Any consent I unwittingly gave in this or any other lifetime, I now revoke in all dimensions of mine. I do not consent. I do not consent to the Epsteins and Weinsteins. You've turned a beautiful world into a harrowing crime scene. I do not consent to Bill Gates or the weaponized fear that keeps us in a low vibrational state. I do not consent. I do not consent to the dimming of the sun and the poison in our food or the killing of our fun. I do not consent to Israelis' domination over the Palestinians. I do not consent to your cold Darwinian interpretation. I do not consent to your greed, predictive programming, insane billionaires' creed. I do not consent to the abuse of Mother Earth or abuse of animals, of humans, of anything of worth. I do not consent to your psycho waste, hysteric deprivation, starvation, pandemic creations, vaccine profiteering, and truth assassination. I do not consent to gaslighting, manufactured fighting, mass formation, psychosis from being under hypnosis, transhumanism or political schisms. I do not consent to DARPA and MK Ultra. You can keep your damn occulta. I do not consent to the whiff or UN agendas, which portends one heck of a controlling bender. I do not consent to genetic testing, to cruelty against animals or humanity, to particle colliders or any attempts to unravel reality. I do not consent to Area 51 or the withholding of UFO disclosure. We know aliens are here, just get it over. I do not consent animal tests, to treating man like machine and crushing our protests. I do not consent to anything that goes against Mother Earth. Do not consent to your satanic worship and your flybit and murky overlordship. You can keep your half chewed out God, your bull God, anything that isn't the real God. I do not consent to corporatization and homogenization of every person and every single nation. I do not consent to your predatory exploitation of any innovation. I do not consent to reptilians terraforming our civilization. I do not consent to your sticking a dollar sign on every living thing, building bunkers underground while you burn it all down. I didn't sign the contract for any of this, and I do not consent. Please extend my good wishes to your creepy owl god at Bohemian Grove, but I won't be participating today. Sincerely not yours, a concerned human. I do not consent with this barbarity, inhumanity, human trafficking, death cult, slavery, and criminal Illuminati. I do not consent, not today, tomorrow, or ever.